Yes.
Beautiful. So oftentimes it's our wonderful host Jennifer and maybe one or two people. Today we have our wonderful host and Jennifer and three guests. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
Wonderful.
Good,
Awesome.
good, good,
Doing
man.
great, doing
It's
great.
Chat Monday, but we have a lot to do for this week. Excited.
Absolutely, absolutely. Of course, I'm not going to be on the let's say Q&A while you guys doing this. I have this really cool, sexy background, but as you can see, I have these apparitions walking behind me. So let me make this quick. I'll make this quick. So, as I always announce, we have the wonderful Money Beat Challenge, part two of that, happening July 1st and July 2nd. For those who will be jumping, who will be in the chat, I will have a link to that. Again, that's July 1st and 2nd for the next Money Beat Challenge. And we also have an amazing AI challenge with Pace and Jamil. It's going to be cooking. It's going to be amazing. That's going to be happening. I'll put the link in the chat if you have any questions on that. Let's just do that. And without further ado, Jennifer, gentlemen, have a fantastic time.
Hi, how's it going?
Great.
Good.
Ready.
Good.
Ready for the
Okay,
podcast.
so
Excited.
who wants to tell me about this deal in North Carolina?
It's gonna be challenging. Who wants to start?
I'll go ahead and pipe in. So I'm a land investor in North Carolina, and had a deal under contract.
Oh, I think his camera's freezing.
It's the North Carolina internet.
Yeah, that internet shady in NC. Does someone else want to jump in?
I can give it a try if Gio doesn't mind.
Go for it.
All right. So, of course, this was Matt's deal. It was a piece of land in North Carolina, and he reached out to Ryder Tarantino out of Las Vegas to fund his deal. And Ryder was already with his funds into like a couple of ventures, and he's like, "Bro, like, can I get cover my back on this transaction?" I'm like, "No worries, I'll take it over." So I reached out to Matt. We got on a phone call. He shortly like briefed me in what's going on, what he's trying to accomplish, and I'm like, "Sweet, we can get it done, no problem." So long story short, I'm like, Matt is a sub two student. I'm a sub two and I'm a gator, but I'm gonna act as a gator in this transaction. So in my mind was like, what if we bring a TC so we get like all three communities involved and we show like the perfect strategy on how to work with anyone inside the basis community, as we call like the TC, the gator, and the sub two. And in fact, I ended up using zero money out of my pocket because I ended up building a good business credit, lines of history and credit cards. So I used a line of credit of mine to fund the whole deal. And I ended up spending like $10 and some change on 24-hour transaction, and I made $1,500 in return.
Well,
So
that's
that's, I
awesome.
believe, like in my opinion, this is like what Pace is trying to teach all of us inside this
Mhm.
community to network with each other, to connect, to share the knowledge and share the experience and share the deals we are trying to take down. So reach out to Geo for TC and many other members inside the community to get deals done.
That's awesome. And then was the buyer also in sub two or one of the communities, or were they just outside
So
third party?
great question. The buyer was hedge fund. So
Oh,
because
okay.
it was a hedge fund, we had to get two closing attorneys involved on this transaction. So on a regular double closing, we usually have just one title company or one closing attorney. On this one, it was a little bit challenging, and this is when Gio Garcia, shout out to Gio, he helped us to manage and structure the paperwork properly and avoid any like legal issues, because if you do it with just a JV agreement, you don't get any protection. So Gio is who jumped on this transaction and helped us with a promissory note, with a deed of trust, with the points and the charges and everything, and he made sure that both attorneys are on the same page. Because guess what? Like it's challenging when you have to talk to one person across the country. Because me and Gio were in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and it's different when you have to get the other attorney on the phone call, and they guess what? They do closings all day. So it's challenging to get them on the phone and explain them what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. And so how did you and Matt meet? Did you meet within the sub two community or?
So Ryder Tarantino, he ended up connecting me and Matt. because we
okay.
both knew Ryder, and he
Okay.
created like a quick chat on Facebook, and he like, hey guys, here's Gabe, here's Matt, take it over, take care of a deal.
Oh, amazing. That's awesome. It's nice that it was all done within the community using all different parts of it.
Yep. And Ryder, I believe he's also sub 2. So yeah, it's great to network with people inside the community. Like a lot of deals are going on inside the community, definitely.
Yeah. I think there's a certain like level of trust once you're in there, right? It's kind of everyone's
100%.
first choice before trying to look at outside.
My first question to everyone that's reaching out to me, I'm like, what community are you a member of?
Yeah.
Because if you're not a member of any community, I'm like, I have to double do my due diligence.
Yeah.
Double or like 10x sometimes, because when someone says, hey, I'm from sub 2, I'm like, check the box.
Yeah.
Like, it's easier to deal with these people because guess what? The safety course, all the Zoom meetings we face, like it's different when you're dealing with smart investors, educated investors. So it's safer at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. What were you doing before you got into Gator? And are you in Gator and sub 2?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm in Gator and sub 2, and I started with Rich Dad Poor Dad by reading the book.
Yeah.
Got into Rich Dad Poor Dad program and spent a couple of tens of thousands of dollars. I'm not gonna get into the details, like what it was or not. Since I'm here, you take the
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Sub 2 is the best community ever, and Gator and top tier TC definitely. So I started with a couple of flips, started doing some gap funding, and slowly switched to transactional lender full time.
Amazing. Yeah, I think that book was really one of the first ones I ever read for sure. And I hear a lot of people how it just sort of changed the mindset for them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. It worked out for me at least.
Yeah. So how would you say that sub 2 and Gator has sort of impacted your life?
Oh, with couple 6 figures in profits.
Oh, really? Hey?
In the first place. In the second place, of course, I ended up helping a lot of people, and I got helped by a lot of people myself, because I started with not ground zero, but below zero, because you notice my accent, right? So I had to not only learn the English language, I had to learn the real estate language itself as well.
Yes.
So it was challenging, but of course, I got the help of the community. I learned a lot of terms, a lot of action being taken, and some mistakes done, of course, because I mean, I didn't know what a TC is when I joined. So I tried to do things on my own, and I messed up a little bit. But then once I heard about TCs, I'm like, okay, TCs are my best friends now.
Yeah, absolutely. So how have you and Matt done other deals or plan on doing more deals together in the future?
Most likely, because Matt, he's trying to focus on hedge funds. And he's trying to keep wholesaling those pieces of land that he's trying to find in North Carolina. So some of the hedge funds, they don't have this requirement of double closing, but most of them, they will have a requirement of double closing. So for those watching us right now, if you're looking to become a transactional lender, then you might try to find out like what are the hedge funds in your town and share our contacts and be a backup lender.
Right. Very interesting. Yeah, such a good relationship to have because you just never know, right?
Yep.
Jennifer, is it possible to let Matt in or no?
I don't have that control.
No, it's all Derek.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Sorry for the interruption.
Yeah, that's okay. No worries. So yeah, how did you find the double close and being a TC on the deal, Gio?
Basically they reached out to me, so they were looking for a TC, and I know Matt used to live in Vegas up until like a year ago, so he's the one that started the meetups in Vegas, and then he left, so I took charge of that, and then they were looking for a TC, experienced TC, and like, well, I'm available, so I didn't do much. They did all the work, so I just talked to attorneys and that's it. But
Yeah.
Well, you did the best part. You
Yeah,
protected the
all the
deal.
legalities so everyone can
You
cover their
protected the
butts
deal.
for
Without
sure.
getting protection, I mean, I wouldn't do
Yeah.
another deal without getting protected myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people really underestimate that. They work with a title company or something like that and they just think that everything's fine and they're doing the right steps, and I don't think they sometimes realize how exposed they are without using a TC.
100%. I have a
Yeah.
couple of horror stories I could share where I didn't use a fee and the title company messed up, starting with BS junk fees and ending up with, missing a payment on the seller's history because the title company messed up and ITC would not allow that to happen 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So what would you say to someone who is on the fence about joining one of the communities, either sub 2, Gator, top tier TC?
Me or Gio?
Either, whoever would like to
Gio,
answer.
go ahead.
So definitely join the community. It's not actually about, like, I like to say this about everybody that asked me about sub 2. The values in the community. 'Cause people ask me, well, I can learn this on YouTube myself. Like, it's not about the education. It's about the community, the other people that are in there. And that's how this deal happened with Gabriel funding the money, Matt finding the deal, and then I just doing the paperwork. So we a writer that connected Gabriel and Matt together. So it was all within the community, and it wouldn't be possible if we didn't know each other. So Pace did a great job in creating this, and we know each other because of that. And the community is the value of it. So definitely.
Yeah, I think it's more about the like people resources than necessarily the actual like learning resources, right? Like getting in there, seeing the people who are doing deals, being involved with them, learning from them, like learning or having different connections. For sure, you can really accelerate your growth a lot faster than, some communities. People don't do meetups. They don't share information. A lot of people are so guarded, whereas like in sub 2 and everything, everyone's like, ask me a question. I'll tell you exactly what I did, right? Like there's no gatekeeping at all. So I think it makes it a lot different than other communities.
Correct. 100%.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have two quotes that I keep telling everyone. Like the first one would be, the magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding. So definitely get inside the community, work with people, network, and find those deals. And the other one would be, your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
So, there's no better community than sub 2 or Gator or TC. Or, if you can join at least one, you're already getting like a lot of benefits.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people underestimate those quotes until they're in it. And then especially as you get like to higher and higher levels, it's so much about referrals and, everyone's sort of like using the same accountant or using the same lawyer because they know how to do things in the most advantageous way, right? And we share those resources. So I completely agree with you about those quotes.
Yep. And especially on transactional funding, what I wanted to mention is you have very often like next day or like very short time frame to close the deal. Like with this deal was like Matt reached out to me and he's like, bro, we have to close in 3 days. Like it's tough to close sometimes in 3 days if the deal comes like as a cold lead and you never done business in the past with this person and it doesn't come from a referral. Like I'm getting probably 1 to 3 leads a day from just referrals. And my first question would be like, have you done any deals in the past with this person? If you haven't done any deals, it's going to be a long underwriting journey for me, even though the person is in sub 2 or not. But when Gio is bringing me a referral, when the rider is bringing me a referral, I'm like, it's almost done deal.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So what do you think will be next? Are you going to keep transaction lending? Are you going to do more flips?
So about myself, I quit flipping about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And since then, I kept doing like gap funding. I ended up funding over $1 million so far in the last 12 months alone.
Wow.
Zero money out of pocket, by the way. Zero money out of pocket. I ended up building
and that's
a
all
PMP
through what
structure.
you learned in the Gator program?
Yep. Yep.
Amazing.
Ended up networking with a good amount of people, ended up raising private funds, and I ended up managing and taking responsibility, underwriting, learning the underwriting process itself, and funding those deals. And by the way, I'm not marketing myself as a GAP lender. This is what I used to do. And from now on, like I'm marketing myself as a full-time transactional lender. I can fund EMDs in pretty much very large amounts. Double closings, Morby method for those who are in sub 2 and understand Morby method. We can fund those, no problem. In fact, I have a $650,000 Morby method. In July, I have $170-ish thousand Morby method on Friday, this upcoming Friday. So we always have deals in large six figures. We keep funding. And in the meanwhile, I'm still buying sub 2 deals, of course. I'm closing this Thursday on a sub 2 in Las Vegas.
Nice.
So I keep buying. I have a relatively small but good enough portfolio of rentals that I ended up buying through sub 2, like acquiring through this strategy. So I'm very happy that I am a part of this community because most of the deals came from inside sub 2, from other students, believe me or not.
That's awesome. And single families or multifamily?
Single families, small multifamilies for now. This is what I'm looking for. Yes.
Nice. That's awesome. Matt's back.
I'm back. Sorry about that. Our power at Storm came through right when the podcast started. So sorry.
We just
you're right on time. It's your turn now, bro.
Yeah, just right on time. I'm glad I didn't walk off. So it's like
we've gone through the deal and everything. We were just kind of talking about like what's next for everyone. I hear that you are focusing on hedge funds, so selling land to hedge funds.
More corporate buyers, like the major builders, and then like Clayton Homes, who is the largest manufactured home company owned by Berkshire Hathaway. So they seem pretty secure as far as even buying in slower times because they're just getting at market share.
Is that happening a lot in North Carolina? Is they're doing like manufactured homes?
Yeah, all over South and North Carolina. It's just more affordable.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting. Yeah, we have, so I'm from Canada, on the West Coast. We have some mobile home parks, but it'll be interesting to see what they do because affordability is a big issue up here as well.
Yeah. Well, tiny homes are really taking off here too. Well, they have the last few years for sure, but definitely I'm on the coast. So, if you can get a sliver of land and put a tiny house or a mobile home on it, be within 10 minutes of the beach, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Gio, what are you up to in the future? What do you plan on continuing doing?
Just help the community because when I started, I started three years ago, when the community was like 3,000 people. So there was a lot of support, and I feel like because there's a lot of more people now, support is not quite there, not at a personal level. So my focus is to just try to help more new students and give what I got when I joined. When I was the newbie, I got a lot of support, a lot of education from great people, and I want to give back that to the newbies that are today. So that's my goal.
And what made you do the TC program?
So just know the rules, the be careful of this, be careful of that with the TC. So I was just doing it based on what my title company would tell me. Hey, and then just a more formal education, I would say. But most of it I already knew.
Yeah. Amazing.
And Gio is a go-giver 100%. I can affirm. Not once I got on a phone call with Gio and like without any charge, without telling me like, hey, we need an appointment or blah blah blah. Like he quickly jumped on the phone call. He's like, bro, like you need to do this, that, and get the job done.
Yeah.
So definitely shout out to Gio.
Amazing.
Definitely. Yeah, I'll second that. Good job, Gio. You're always giving, and I always go for you. Go to you for advice. I mean, that's how you reminded me of Ryder, and then that's how Gabriel. That's why we're all here today. So,
the power of connections and community, right?
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thanks, guys. It was great chatting with you and getting to know your deal. I love that everyone is from one of the 3 communities. That's always makes it much more fun. And I look forward to seeing what you guys continue to do. I'm sure there'll be many more deals together as well.
100%.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, gentlemen. You guys crushed it. Wow. So, Matt, sorry I brought you in later. We were just trying to make sure that trying to make sure everything worked out. Yes.
But thanks for getting me back in. I appreciate it.
Oh, had to, brother. Had to. Yeah. And Gio, man, my hat goes off to you, brother. Of course, all of you guys are under the same umbrella of greatness. But as you're being praised for your kind of the go-giver mentality and attitude, that's one thing that I took away. And I always tell this story. I work in the office, for Pace. I'm in the trenches, so I'm hitting all these cool little buttons. Hopefully it's the right button, but at the same time, I'm not on the front lines like you guys. I'm not able to see, how things are affecting people's lives. And of course, Pace made sure that I got that chance, that squad up. And that squad up, it was like I met 2,000 geos. I'm going to be honest with you. It was like everybody was pouring into each other. And so, that's what this community is about. So thank you guys for explaining your story. And as always, Jennifer, you're the best host. You're awesome. You're amazing.
Thanks for hosting us. Definitely.
So,
yeah.
Good job, guys.
It was easier than I expected.
We're not so scary.
Were you guys nervous?
I was a little bit in the morning, but now I'm super relaxed.
I was. I thought like there's gonna be hard questions. Like I don't know the answer to.
Come on, you met me in person. I'm not gonna grill you.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know you were gonna be the host. So once I saw like Jennifer, I know Jennifer.
It always makes it easier.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Now, guys, are you guys familiar with the Money Beat Challenge? Are you guys going to be interested in joining the Money Beat Challenge? Checking that out?
I'll definitely join it.
Yeah, it's free. Check out the Money Beat Challenge. Yeah. July 1st and 2nd. Somebody in the chat here said, Pace, your face on that B, though.
Yep, I saw it.
You saw it? It's pretty cool.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun. So thank you, gentlemen. I don't want to keep you guys. Let you guys get back to making more deals and making more money, guys. Thank you again. Jennifer, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And yes, I'm still nervous when I do this. That's what keeps me humble.
And for those laughing from the faces on the beat challenge, like you guys laughing like once a quarter, but we are laughing every week. Like inside the community, we are having a lot of Zoom meetings, a lot of good ones, especially like the Tuesdays family nights. Those are the best. Awesome. Those are the best. Shout out to Pace. Like he always, like sometimes I might be like lazy or not in the right mood, like but as soon as I'm joining the Zoom, I'm like, I'm hopping up, I'm getting pumped up, I'm getting like motivation. I'm like, this week we're gonna crush. It's only Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. People are contagious, man. I feel the same way. When I'm coming in to moderate, I'm always excited. True story. But when I see your faces, I'm like, yes, it feeds me, brother. Yep. Yeah, it feeds me. Awesome. So thank you guys for being on here. And for those of you in the chat, and I'm always going to ask you guys this or tell you, if you guys want to be interviewed by the wonderful Jennifer and all of our other hosts, you can go ahead and send the email. Let me put this email here in the chat. Email the one and only Taya at pacemurby.com. Let me share that with you here. And email Taya. Taya would love to get your emails. Tell us about your deals. Tell us about your peaks and valleys, your ups and downs, what happened, what was scary about the deal, and how you overcame it. Because while a lot of people won't ask the question, when you explain to individuals what you're going through, it's encouraging for one another. I don't know how many times I've come across individuals who've said something that I've heard before, whether it was in Q&A Live or a Power Up Zoom or actually at a meetup, and I'm hearing these things talked about in these Q&As. So be sure to shoot an email out to Taya at pacemurby.com. She wants to get you on here. We want to talk to you, get a feel for all this good stuff. We'll take care of you. Don't worry about it.
Yep. Shout out to Taya. We have to bring her the next time on our live because she's reading all our stories, like a lot of stories. Like she's very patient and I mean, she's amazing. So shout out to Pace because Pace is the one who built everything for us. So everyone should go follow Pace on Instagram, message him, and thanks for everyone for everything he's doing and everyone involved on this podcast.
Yes, I appreciate that, man. I should be the one doing that. We all should be. I should be telling people to follow Pace. You're absolutely right. Yeah, really though. Yeah, he's very patient. Trust me. But thank you so much, guys, and we see you guys on the next go around.
Good. Right, see you guys. Peace.